Hey, welcome to the show. Wow. Woo. Yeah, that intro music always gets me pumped up. Ready to fight a bunch of bears. The animal. I feel the need to specify that. How are you doing? Hello, everybody. Welcome to Queer Comedy Hour. This is my fantastic co-host. Wait.
Hi. Right here, and all the arrows are eventually coming toward me. I'm like the Appian Way.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to say my name?
Yeah. This is Chloé.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Our patter is seamless.
I know, we're crushing it. Yeah, my usual lovely co-host, Marissa Farmer, is out this week, but Rachel has stepped in. We're gonna have a grand old time.
I'm in the StreamYard, so I can help tech. That's, I think, my major claim to fame and why I'm here right now. I'm also thrilled to be co-hosting a show.
Hooray! Yeah, excellent. No, I'm thrilled to have you. You have of course been on this show before when it was in a live iteration, so this is your first time here in a virtual capacity. Quite fun, quite a pleasure to have you. How are you doing? How's your week been?
It's been long. It's long. Am I making weird sounds? Are you? Is it
maybe a little bit, but you're okay. I mean, you're just a little. You kind of sound like you're a ghost a little, but it's not too bad. It's like a spectral oral effect. Oh, you're getting echoes from my side. Oh no! Jeez Louise! Well, I thought we tested that. Okay, Rachel, why don't you tell a joke while I get my handy dandy headphones, and hopefully that will help.
It's why I love the business. Here's a joke. A chicken and egg are lying in bed together. The chicken takes a puff on its cigarette and says, "I guess we answered that question." That's the only joke I know.
I'm pretty sure I've heard you say other jokes. But I'm thrilled we got to hear that one. Okay.
Here's another joke. I can tell another joke. I'm going to make it up right now. Sometimes relatives in my family ask me if I'm still doing comedy, and I'm like, yes. Are you still doing tragedy? And they're like, I'm in finance, and I'm like, exactly.
Hey! All right. Ooh, this makes my hair look very fun. I love it. I'm getting a haircut in 3 weeks, actually, because I don't know if you can tell, my hair has reached, extreme lengths. Like it's long enough to cover my boobs. So that's
So too long.
Too long. Yeah, that's good stuff. But it's good. If I ever need to do like a Garden of Eden cosplay, I might as well do it now before. I don't know why I would do that, but the option is available.
You want to trick a man into doing something that'll fuck up his whole life.
Hey, I love it. Yeah, I want to change the course of human history. All right.
Sorry, I'm coming in with I feel like I'm coming in with a real Borscht Belt energy, and I don't know.
No, it's great. I'm really excited for your Blue Comedy Tour appearance. No, it's terrific. I'll tell you what I'm dealing with. Not too long ago, I had a breakup. Sad, but you know what that means, ladies. This slice of milk available. Hey. Yeah, so that's fun for everyone who has perhaps secretly lusted after me and never told me. There must be some out there. Probably not, but maybe. I don't know. I joined the apps again, which was, ooh. I don't even have a good joke about that yet. Last time I used them, I was 29, and now I'm 32. Hey,
Hey.
yeah. But because I'm single, I figured I'd give an honest pitch. I guess I'm workshopping like what to tell the hot babes, all the ladies of the world, so the hundreds of thousands of women who are watching right now. Let me know. Give me some feedback. Here we go. Rachel, let me know as well if you think this is good. I'm giving myself this is an honest pitch. Appeal to those who perhaps might like to date me. Okay, here we go. First thing. My hands are always cold, like an unseasoned chicken breast left out to thaw. So that's fun. It's a little bit, that's why they call me Clammy Hands Chloé. I thought some people might like that. What else do we have? My feet are very hairy, like a little hobbit's feet.
People love hobbits.
Yeah, yes. Put a ring on it, ladies. I'll throw it away for you. So it's a little Lord of the Rings joke. So that's a fun fact. And then last thing, my bowels are frequently in distress. So you're really just getting to know a lot about my body parts.
So you might as well.
Is what people want to know.
So you can get all up in those guts because they're already a mess.
Ooh, see, that's good. You got it, Rachel. You got it right for me. I'm employing you right now. Come write my profile.
Ooh, a job.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. I'm gonna wrap. I'm excited to bring up our first comedian. I will say very quickly. I actually got vaccinated last week, so that's exciting. That's another exciting thing that happened. I'm thrilled. Yeah, I'm excited to go out and start doing. I have to wait another week, obviously, to be fully vaccinated. But I'm excited to go out and start doing the things that I used to do. Like right before the vaccination, I was actually starting to headline a lot more than I was just starting. I hadn't really been doing it, so I'm really excited to start doing things like that. Like I'm excited to headline. Which for those who don't know, if you're not an insider, headlining is when you go down on a woman for more than half an hour. And yeah, that hits different when no one laughs. All right, let's get this party started. We've got a fantastic lineup for you today. I'm so excited for our first comedian. He is an absolute gem. The head of the Midwest Queer Comedy Festival, which is happening in October in Cleveland. I'm going to be there. I'm very excited, and it's probably going to be definitely the first time I've traveled in a very long time. It's going to be really fun. Also has an album on iTunes called Shame Flashbacks. Put your hands together and get real hyped up for Dwayne Duke. Hey.
Hello. Hi.
Hey, Dwayne.
Oh, I'm big. Hello.
Yes.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. I'm
course.
very excited. I'm backstage at the Villain Theater in beautiful Miami, Florida, where I will be headlining tonight. Unlike when Chloé does it, I'm only going down on this woman for 3 minutes. I personally, I was bisexual in the early aughts back when it was really hard because we didn't have the lighting yet. So I gave it up. It's a hard skill to keep track of. I gave it up. I think I would gladly, get back into it. I would have sex with a woman right here, right now, if there was a daisy chain of 5 to 15 dudes just around me, sucking each other off. Because I'm down for heterosexual activity as long as there's a lot of gay shit happening too. That's all I want. A bunch of gay shit. And I hope we conceive a child, and I hope if she chooses to keep that child, his 17th birthday, when he's being a little shit, I look at him and go, do you know how you came to be? Because I think parenting is just a series of person pulling a pin from a grenade and then lobbing it at a child going, deal with that in therapy.
Yes.
The pandemic Lovato has been declared over by the CDC. I mean, people are still dying, but we don't care anymore. It's less sad. I think I'm gonna miss certain things. Like before the pandy started, I realized how much, like in the middle of the pandy, I realized how much I missed skipping the gym. Do you remember that? Like skipping the like you get up, you put your gym clothes on, you take those off because they're not cute enough to be seen in case the good trainer's working today. Then you put the good ones on, you take the selfie, you take the pre-workout, you get in your car, you go to the gym, you can't find a parking spot, so then you go to the bar. Like that's what I missed the most, just skipping the gym. Now I go to the gym and there's very active people and they're lifting heavy things and they're doing push-ups. There was a guy the other day, he took his shirt off and I was like, oh my God, you're having an allergic reaction. Look, your stomach's all bumpy. And he goes, those are abs. And I was like, abs? I've never heard that word in person. And how you say that? Oh, I call it food. Yeah. One thing I missed from the pandy, like something I saw in the pandemic that you guys may not have seen was definitely pandemic porn. So much fun. Yeah, I watched the 8-man bareback gangbang, and one dude had a mask on. I was like, you were worried about the wrong virus, actually. You like take his mask off to blow a guy. And I was like, what are you doing? So, like, is that how you think this works? Because it's not. Also, take them all. The past year, like I've learned so much about my fellow man and my fellow American and myself. We got really into like being identified. Like I get asked a lot lately what I'm mixed with, and the answer is vodka. I know the question is right asked, like, what are your parents? And I'm like, oh, Dwayne and Valerie, I got you. And they're like, no. What are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm full black. There's no like, this isn't bleach. There's no dilution. Black. Like I get it. I'm from Cleveland. I'm from a Bone Thugs song, but I sound like your Uber driver. I'm single. I'm on the apps. But last year I discovered this about myself. I'm a romantic. Yeah, which just means that I don't develop romantic feelings for my partners typically. I still want to have the sex. I still want to do the thing, but like I don't want to hold the hands. You know what I mean? Like I don't want that. I've never felt anything that Adele's been upset about. We all learned about gender and how to properly use pronouns. We all realized we were really bad in third grade because we can't use pronouns. Like I personally, like I'm really bad with the pronouns. Not because I don't remember that people choose to be referred to a certain way. It's just like I can't remember how to use those words, so I just say nothing. I myself am very gender binary. I wear a lot of cargo shorts. I check the stock market every day. I drink IPAs. My gender is Jeff. I'm like the stepdad you wish your mom would have kept. I know that we're all going back out in the world, and you guys are going to see things that you forgot about, like bird scooters. And I have a question for everyone. Like, how are you attracted to birds when you see them on a bird scooter? I was in DC before all of this started, before the Pantera's Greatest Hits went on. And I was there, and I saw a man. He was a perfect man. He stepped out of a building. He was like a king, right? He had a suit on, so he just got done ruining the world. And he like pulled his phone out, but it didn't have a case on it. That big dick energy. And he like walked over and he like paid for a bird scooter and he hopped on and like wee. And I was like the most turned off. I was like, get in a cab, you loser. What are you doing? I have a friend. We went out one time and there were a bunch of guys that were like happy. And she goes, oh, I didn't realize you were at a gay bar. I was like, oh no, they're not gay. But I get how you would get that because like joy is inherently queer, which is why straight men are awful. I love seeing that on the internet where they're just like, is it gay for dudes to eat? And I'm like, yes, die. I'm getting up there. I'm aging. I'm doing it wonderfully because I'm 116. There are 5 filters on me. You can't. Yeah, I was born like 5 minutes after this country got free. Yeah. I'm trying, like, because I there are certain expectations of life. Like my parents really wanted to be grandparents. They wanted so bad, and I'm like, if you guys wanted to be grandparents, you should have had more than one kid. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. No, my dad definitely thought he was going to be a grandpa now or and I hate to break to him. I'm getting very tempted to start dating twins again and just letting them call him granddaddy. So your granddaddy's laugh. Tell him what you did this week. No, not that. This is a big year for me. It's my Jesus birthday. Very excited. I can't wait. You know the Jesus birthday. It comes after the 20. If you don't get to join the 27 club, like when you're super talented, you leave this party early. Amy Winehouse did it. Justin Bieber's gonna do it. Can't wait for that funeral. It's gonna be a party. Post Malone's gonna do it. He looks like pre-overdose. But your Jesus birthday, you turn 33, and you throw a super inconvenient dinner with a bunch of your friends. You get everybody together, and you drink a bunch of wine, and you eat a bunch of bread, and get hammered. You start throwing wild accusations like you are gonna betray me, right? You take one fantastic Instagram photo, but it takes 9 hours to develop, trust me. And then a tall Italian man kicks the door and drags you out. And you spend the rest of the weekend getting hammered and nailed. And you wake up on a Sunday with 1 billion new followers. I cannot wait for my Jesus All right, but I have to go because they're starting tech for the next show. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all next time.
Yay!
Thank you, Dwayne. Yay! All right, that was Dwayne Duke. Everybody give it up. Oh, so excellent. Go get Dwayne's album. It's on iTunes. It's called Shame Flashbacks. When Dwayne was talking about the gym, I felt like I need to confess, I've actually never been to the gym.
Ever, like, even like by accident?
No, I've never been. And actually, someone posted a picture on Twitter of what I later learned was a Stairmaster, and I was very confused. It was like, it was a caption that was like, boy, this will really mess you up. And I was like, what is that? Like a butter churn? Like, I didn't know what it was. I couldn't, the picture was very vague.
You're like the people from Westworld, but just for gym equipment. I love it.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I don't know. I just have no idea. Yeah, my brother got some like Russian weights over the internet, and so like all the working out that I have done in the past, which hasn't been in a while, was like with these random weights. They're called poods, I think. I don't know. But I've never stepped in a gym. I've just been doing something weird with Russian weights. Anyway, okay. We don't have to keep talking about that.
I love that you are a type of person that's in the world. I'm like, there are all kinds of people. There are people who've never been in a gym.
Yeah, that's me. I'm one of them. Anywho, let's bring up our next comedian. I'm so thrilled for this comedian. We actually usually would have what we like to call our token straight. Kick open the door to the show and open up. Dwayne was not a straight, but needed to go first. So we have a little special surprise. Our token straight, which we actually haven't had in the past 2 shows. Now I like this idea of making the token straight, like, ooh, maybe sometimes we do and other times we don't. But this week we do, and I'm thrilled to bring her up. She's very funny.
At the end of the show, you have to guess which one is
Oh, God. Oh, no, that would be so bad. Oh, no. Can you out the straight? No, that's a terrible idea, kids. Don't do it. She's very funny. Put your hands together and get real excited for Kathleen tomorrow. Yay!
Oh my gosh. I think it's kind of my fault that there wasn't a token straight last time, because I think I was supposed to be.
That's true.
Straight
it was supposed to be you, and you were like sick last minute. I don't remember exactly what happened.
I was ill.
Mm-hmm.
And, You could say that I am partially incapacitated today because I went horseback riding yesterday for the first time in 10 months.
Oh, wow.
And I cannot physically walk up and down the stairs. So walking around Boston, I look like I'm my internal age, which is a 75-year-old crotchety bitch. Like that is like hobbling down the street. Like, I'm 30, but I look 75. Oh man, I'm very happy to be here. I'm happy to be on a virtual show today because I'm in such wretched body pain. But I don't think our viewers can tell from this seated position. But I'm tall. I know. Chloé and Rachel knows I'm very tall. 5'11". I'm 2 inches taller than the average American male, and I live in downtown Boston. So I get asked to help rescue a lot of cats out of trees. And I also am a two-man job, so it makes walking home alone at night really nice. You know, like vans drive up alongside me and they give me the once over. They're like, "Damn, we don't have enough Reese's cups for that." Just drive off. It was hot today. I don't know where all of our viewers are coming in from, but in Boston, it was like almost 90 degrees. And usually in this type of weather, you're supposed to wear shorts. I don't like to wear shorts though. But if I have to, I like to wear Bermuda shorts. I think we know what Bermuda shorts are. They're those long shorts. Mostly like to wear those because those are the only kind of shorts that don't get lost in my personal Bermuda Triangle. Which is my vagina swallowing them whole. That is true. That is a real problem. But when I put on Bermuda shorts, I have this condition that like plagues women in their, 20s and 30s, which is like I go from looking like a 29-year-old to just looking like a 40-year-old Girl Scout troop leader, named Big Calf. She's in it for the sport, guys. She doesn't have a kid in the troop. She just loves selling Thin Mints and yelling at preteens. Like that's me. Although I have realized recently that it's not just like a Girl Scout troop leader vibe that I give off. It is any, how do I put this? It is like any female figure who only has power because she's holding a clipboard and has her arms crossed. That is 100% the vibe that I can pull that off. And I know that because I have a history. Like I will tell you right now, I have a history of this where it's been like, I have 0 credentials and all of the following things have been assigned to me out of the blue. I was the manager of the boys volleyball team in high school, never played volleyball. I ran tech for a couple local theater troops. No idea how. Just like they're just like, do it. Here's a clipboard, run the show. And most recently, I've had about 5 men ask me to peg them. All the same vibe. Like all like, I don't think it's Karen energy because I'm a millennial. I'm calling it Hannah energy. I don't know. There's got to be another name for it. What else? If it wasn't obvious based on that joke where I mentioned people asking me to peg them, I'm a single person. And during the pandemic, my social calendar in the past had been dedicated to comedy or, work. And I was unemployed and I had no comedy. So I just opened my social calendar up to being a whore. And a whore that had rough taste, like very rough taste. I say that because I invited 2, I don't want to call them gentlemen because they were gross. 2 human men to my home. Both of them could not pitch the tent. I guess that's the nicest way to say it. They couldn't pitch the tent. One of them asked me to put on music, so I put on some 70s tunes, and he was like, I can't, your music, it's making my dick not work. And I was like, sir, you don't know what era the 70s is. Like, this is baby making tunes. But anyway, when I told a lot of my friends about these 2 back-to-back incidents, they were like, that's so sad. That's probably the saddest thing that happened to you in 2020. And I was like, no, my dog died in this apartment in 2020. She also a one-eyed wiener dog, so you could say I have 3 dead wieners in my apartment during the pandemic. At least she loved me, you know? At least that was that. I think part of the reason I'm single is because I am very bad at reading social cues. Super bad at it. I know that because recently I thought a man was interested in me, but it turned out he was just using my apartment as a safe space to do drugs.
Oh.
Okay, Chloé, I didn't mean to bring this down. It's okay because like, there are men. It makes it sound like there aren't men that are interested in me. There are men that are interested in me. I've really lumped it into 2 groups. So I'm 29. So I attract men in their early to mid 20s who want me to download Snapchat and send photos of dat ass. And the other group of men that I attract are men in their late 30s who say things like, the Beach Boys Surfer Girl album really got me through my first divorce.
No.
But it's okay because I have a very close group of friends. They've been trying to help me get set up on dates, which is great. But I will say it's been a struggle because they'll be like, I know this great guy. He's tall. He's funny. He's married, but I have a hunch that they're going to get divorced soon. It's like, I don't think I want to be, that's a lot of pressure to, fit the bill for somebody that's happily married. I'll end on this, guys. I was talking about my family briefly before. I was close to my family. I am close to my family. My grandfather passed away recently. And he was always known for being a very cheap person. He was a World War II vet, so we got a free burial plot. And he had his wife cremated, after she died. And he had her ashes buried with him in his casket. And at the funeral, people went on and on about how they were going to be eternally together forever. And I was like, pump the brakes on Barb. That is clearly that man's best buy one, get one free deal. Guys, I've been Kathleen tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Kathleen. Everybody, give it up for Kathleen tomorrow.
I'm the one doing.
No, you're doing great, Rachel. Everybody, give it up for Kathleen tomorrow.
It's an artistic choice to just leave her.
Just there. Yeah. Oh yes. Oh, thank you, Fred. Excellent. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I really sympathize with the dating woes. As I said, I'm figuring out my profile. I really love that you highlighted this comment because it's very funny. And also, it is our next comedian. Fun coincidence.
Coincidence.
Yes. I'm very excited to have this individual here on the show. I'm excited to have everybody on the show. I handpick every comedian. I'd say this is a good comedian. We'll add them to the bench. No, but this individual is fantastic. They have a comic about addiction that you can find at Sober Rabbit on Instagram and Twitter. And they're simply a delight. Put your hands together for Whitney Wasson.
Woo! You are both doing such a good job hosting, but I have to say, what a missed opportunity not to be speaking of gay downers, Whitney Wasson!
Oh, you're right.
talk about it. My name's Whitney. I'm an alcoholic is usually how I start online meetings, so I'm a little bit thrown off. But I just have to say, I'm just having one of those weeks where I'm just incredibly mentally ill. Is anyone else having a week where you're just like, wow, I am not even medium okay? Like everything is just a struggle. Does anybody ever have, one of those couple 2-3 years? Just me? Just cool. I'm mentally ill. I'm so mentally ill. I feel like because of TikTok and Instagram and how it's kind of like lucrative to put yourself out in the world a little bit, I feel like people tend to glamorize mental illness online. Like, I don't want to be a dick, but I sometimes think they're doing it for likes. Like, I know most of you here are queer, so I know that you follow all these beautiful people with like beautiful septum piercings and these beautiful floral tattoos, and all these seem to be doing all the time is just lying on beautiful green velvet chaise lounges, just like stretched out, and the captions are always like little black hearts, and it's like, sorry, just having a rough day. And I can't hear them, but I know that they have those really cute, sexy little vocal fry, like, sorry, I'm sad. And like, I'm glad that they can monetize it. You know what I mean? Like, it is a hard economy right now. I don't want to talk too much shit about them, but I'm just a different kind of mental illness. Like, I'm Southern, like I'm poor, it's a different flavor. Like, I'm the kind of mentally ill where I will stand in a Walgreens aisle for too long disassociating. And eventually they'll check on me and I'll just burst into tears because I didn't want the attention, and they'll be like, oh my God, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, it's just I was trying to think of all the names of my family dogs in chronological order, but I can only think of 12. And then the janitor will just like mop around me while I try and get it together. I don't know. But like I do, I have come by it naturally, I guess. I mean, usually I just describe the way I'm crazy by just saying I'm from Arkansas, and all these Midwesterners are like, no, that's enough. We totally get it. But real life has just been happening for me real hard, even prior to the pandemic. Here's a real thing that happened to me. I was walking to a show in the end of 2019, walking to a show, like barely dark outside, totally normal day, crossed an intersection that I'd crossed a million times. Out of nowhere, a lady ran 2 big like traffic lights, like 2 huge intersections. She ran through them in her car, hit me mid-sidewalk, and ran over me. That's a real, I imagine everybody in the audience is crying, but I can't hear them. So yeah, like it was fine because I wasn't too injured, but because I'm a Medicaid patient and I live in Chicago, I wish that she would have just backed up and ran over me again and finished the job. You know what I mean? Like, it is tough to go to the doctor when you live in the city in Chicago and you're on Medicaid. Like, I rolled into the ER and they were already not impressed because I wasn't covered in bullet holes. You know what I mean? I feel like they just sort of prioritize, like, yeah, you're fine. Like, I can see that your foot is hamburger meat, but you're fine. And then I had just the worst experience. Like, it was awful. It was the hospital that I could afford. So, everybody was doing their best. But I knew it was going to be bad when I got an x-ray from a teenager who rolled the x-ray machine in, and she was chewing her gum like this. She just sort of looked at me and I was like, we're in for it. So I had like the worst ER doctor ever. She came in. I guess she glanced at the x-ray that the teenager had done, which I'm sure was terrible. She looked at my mangled foot and she was like, okay, so we can do, and like, again, is not what a doctor should start with, but she was like, okay, we can do one of 3 things. I can give you a cast. I can give you this little foam boot. I can give you like the full orthopedic boot. And like, she looked at me and I looked at her. Like, it's true that both of us went to school for like 12 to 14 years. But she ended up with a medical degree and I ended up with a theater degree. So I'm not really sure why she was like thinking that I knew what was best. So, she told me that my foot wasn't broken. So I went back to my retail job at the time, clunking my big boot around. It was super sad. And because of the contract that I signed, I don't really feel comfortable saying where I worked, but I will give you a hint. It's the company that makes iPhones and iPads and iMacs. I don't know. That gives it away. But yeah, so my job was to sell iPhones and I had to like move all around the store, which is really awful in the boot. I was in really bad pain. And so I asked the also cute tattooed septum piercing covered managers, I was like, can I just like do this job but sit in a chair? And they were like, no, yes, we totally see what you're saying, but it would just sort of throw the whole vibe of the store off. So, yes, disability was inconvenient for them. It would mess up the vibe. So I was fired from that job. Yeah, it turned out my foot wasn't just broken. It was so broken that it's still broken right now, a couple years later. So that's been exciting. But I did have a whole pandemic to recover, so that was nice. I just moved to the suburbs, but up until recently, I lived in Wrigleyville. Dwayne drank there. He knows what it's like. But if you're like a fan of Chicago, like you're like, oh, go Cubs, how fun. I dare you to live 2 blocks from Wrigley Field for 3 days. If you really want to be tough, like I'll give it like 6 months, because living that close to Wrigley Field is like the worst drunken experience you can imagine. Like you're just living vicariously through these monsters. Like that close to Wrigleyville is sort of like being in a 24-hour Applebee's on Bourbon Street when it's always St. Patrick's Day. And I know I'm telling Boston people this, but just Cubs fans, like the worst people in the world. But there was this weird thing that was happening in Chicago because there weren't all these drunken people dropping hot dogs all the time. I don't know if this happened in Boston. There was a city advisory out about dangerous rats. I'll say that again. People weren't dropping enough hot dogs, and the rats turned on us. It was really spicy in my neighborhood. Like I was about to start like throwing half-eaten nachos like out the window. Because the rats were getting so surly. They were standing around on the street corners in the daytime, like the kids in Amsterdam and The Wire, just sort of standing there with your arms crossed, looking like, what the fuck are you going to do about it? And, so I'm super glad that I moved. If you couldn't tell from like my cranky energy, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I feel like that shines through from like everything about me. But yeah, no, I am in recovery. I'm a sober person. I'm honestly super grateful to be sober because I couldn't have gotten through like all that horrible shit, as a drinking person. First of all, it's a miracle that I ever got sober because my biggest dream when I was a younger person was to own a Jägermeister tab machine in my home. There's no more to that. That's it. That's the whole dream. But I will say that having, things have calmed down after the broken foot thing. I've moved to the suburbs. I married a dude. It's all very chill. But that sometimes doesn't make for great stand-up because I feel like recovery and stability is the antithesis of what stand-up comedy is. So occasionally when I'm like feeling weak, I'll go back to my well of war stories just so the audience isn't totally alienated. And I haven't really fixed this one yet. I'm working on this joke about how I'm trying to get my shit together. And it's about how I once got chlamydia from an internationally ranked Scrabble player. I haven't found the words yet. That's it for me. I'm Whitney. Thanks so much.
Yes. Thank you. Whitney Watson, everybody. Oh, wow. I love that.
Those rats, they sound angry. They're very frightening. I feel like I would like to. I feel like I could talk them down.
I love the idea of you as a negotiator, but only for rats. Like you can't humans, you can't do it, but rats, you can talk them down. I really sympathize with that, Whitney, because obviously any Red Sox were very fanatical about our sports here in Boston as well. So yeah, any night they're so Whitney wrote they're so muscly. I believe it. I wouldn't want to fight a rat. There was that thing. I don't know if you saw this, Rachel. There was like some Twitter thing. It got around Twitter, but it was an article about like men and women rank like which animals they think they could fight. And a lot of them were like, yeah, I could take on a rat. But I'm like, I don't know though. Like rats?
It only made any sense for people who are like, I can't take on any of these animals.
Yeah, I agree. I'm puny. I don't want to get another bubonic plague. We're getting over another plague. Like I don't want to mess with that. Anyway, what a great thing to transition to the next comedian on. Yeah, I dare. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, we have big boys. They're yeah. Our rats don't mess around.
And they're smart too, because they go to MIT, so they're smart.
Yeah, those MIT and Harvard rats. You never know. Anyway. All right. All right. We can talk about rats all day. Okay. Are the rats queer? That's what I want to know. This is a queer show. We already had our token straight. Okay. I don't know why I'm so mad about that. Listen, I'm so thrilled to bring up our next comedian. You should follow her on Twitter. We will put it up in the chat. It's at Pam Anderson. Put your hands together. Get real excited for Pamela Ross. Woo!
Wow. Hi.
Hello.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. It's great to be among some queer brethren. I am currently in a hotel room in Lexington, Massachusetts. Not too far from you guys. I'm in town for a college friend's wedding, which is exciting. It's my first big COVID event. I haven't prepared. I haven't matched my mask to my underwear and dress or anything like that. Up in formal wear and a surgical mask. And my friend met her husband in medical school. They're both doctors. So you know, I'm trying to get a free gyno exam this weekend. Let's just say that. All right. I'm in the reason I really know that I'm in a hotel room, I can be certain of it, is because I can hold a Book of Mormon in my unmanicured hands.
Wow.
That's how and this is what it should be. We should use all sacred texts as mere props in virtual comedy shows. So we got the Book of Mormon, perhaps best known to you as a musical.
Mm-hmm.
And the Big Kahuna. We got the Holy Bible, folks. Can you believe? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play a fun game. I think this will be funnier than any material that I might have prepared. I'm just going to open to a random page.
Oh, boy.
And I'm going to read you a passage. And we're going to see exactly how homophobic it is.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
Old Testament. It could be New Testament. This thing is thick with 2, maybe 3 C's. So let's see. Ooh, this one's kind of dark.
Ooh.
It's from Psalms, or as I like to call it, the inspirational quotations of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
He turned their waters into blood and caused their fish to die. Their land swarmed with frogs, even in the chambers of their kings. He spoke, and there came swarms of flies and gnats throughout their country. So just a series of plagues being described. That's the biblical realness that I'm bringing to you in a humble mid-tier hotel room tonight, folks.
Thank you so much.
I wouldn't say it was explicitly anti-queer, but maybe it had some homophobic undertones. You know, what can I say? My close reading skills are a little bit rusty. I am so excited to be here on Twitch, and I'll tell you some joke-em-ups. Why don't we do that? I like to start with a micro impression. This is if Jesus were a white girl. Okay? So this is if Jesus, the one you're thinking of, were a white girl. Okay. I don't think my father, the creator of the universe, would be too happy to hear about this. That is what I think Jesus would be like as a white woman. I also think if Jesus were a white woman, he would never tell you where he got his cute gladiator sandals. Okay? He'd just point you to the nearest Payless with a smirk on his face. He would be on the Mediterranean diet, but additionally not eat carbs. You know, 'cause he's got to keep that lean physique intact. He's got to look hot hanging off that cross. You know? And I can say that because I was raised Catholic and it basically ruined my life.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, the Catholic guilt I carry around with me to this day. It is not unlike a cross on my back that I am burdened with every waking moment. This is another micro impression. This is my impression of what I think men think women doing comedy is. Okay? My impression. What I think men think women doing comedy is. Okay. Ladies, where are my ladies at? Ladies, let me make some noise. Ladies, don't you hate it when you accidentally use a Luna bar as a tampon? If it says for women, where am I supposed to put it? Not my mouth. That's for clocks and salad. So that's me if I were successful. Well, it's a fun bit to bring back. I am bravely bisexual. I volunteered to serve. No one asked me to. Begged me to join their ranks. I am bisexual, and this is my version of the differences between men and women. There are differences between the men and the women that I tend to be attracted to, and I'm not proud of it. I don't think it reflects well on me. The women I'm attracted to, very simple. Me, but hotter. That's it. Hotter versions of myself. The men I'm attracted to, the patriarchy wins this round because I am exclusively attracted to men who resemble respected character actors. You're conventionally hot, perfectly symmetrical, fuckable man. Get away from me. Actually, you don't even register in my sight line, okay? Men who are that blandly attractive look to me like mannequins or statues. Don't even register as human beings or viable sexual prospects. Here's some questions I asked myself in assembling my dream man, okay? What if Willem Dafoe were pointier? Right? That guy's all angles. Face is a geometry proof that I want to solve by sitting on it. What if Steve Buscemi had 3 weird eyes? You can't have too much of a good thing when it comes to Steve Buscemi's weird eyes. That's what my mom always used to say. What if Danny DeVito changed nothing? He's perfect. No notes, Danny DeVito. I do genuinely love him. I love that he looks like someone scooped out a ball of mozzarella and then threw steel wool shavings at it. And where they landed and stayed. Perfectly in God's image. I'm sorry, I don't know why this set is so religious. I'm not having a latent religious awakening. That's what's going on. I just need to leave my house more. And you know what? I'm gonna leave you with that. We're gonna keep it tight. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it.
Yes, everybody, thank you, Pamela. Put it together for Pamela Ross.
Woo!
Oh, that was so good. I didn't know they kept the Book of Mormon in hotels now. I gotta be honest with you.
I have never seen one in a hotel, but also it's been a while since I've been in a hotel. Yeah.
Oh, that was so funny. Thank you, Pamela. I could see that there was some people in the chat that were relating. That's wild. Also raised Catholic, so I get it. Hey, woo! Yeah, Catholic.
I'm Jewish, so it's a little different, but also maybe the same now.
Oh, good. Yes, it's very helpful. All right, we're winding down. We just have one more comedian left for you all. Just one more comedian. I don't know why I love doing that. Whatever.
It's the
I'm
most
a child.
pleasing sound to the
It's
human ear.
fun. It's
so
fun. What a lovely evening we've had so far. Thank you everybody who's been watching and showing your appreciation in the chat. We just have one more comedian left. Get real excited. This individual has a wonderful podcast called A Makeup or Breakup Podcast. It's very fun. You should definitely check it out. Get real excited. Get hyped up. Put all your remaining energy together for Ellis Alduki! Yay!
Hello.
Welcome.
I'm so glad you get the spotlight for like a hot second before I go. I think it's just the right way to do this. Hello. Hi, everyone out there. I'm so glad you two are here too, so I don't feel alone. Here you are.
Try.
Fred, Tina, what's good? I'm sorry. I love wasting time because I'm just stoned. Also a Muslim, just for funsies. We're just spreading it out here. We had, a little bit of everything on the show. Oh, man.
Yes.
I had a lot taken away from me this year, you guys. Obviously, we all did, right? But one of the things I feel like I had taken away from me was all the things I wanted to do this year. You know what I mean? I had big plans. I wanted to go on tour. I wanted to meet new people. I wanted a vacation in tropical places. I didn't get to do any of that shit this year. And I realized that it's because the coronavirus itself had the year that I was supposed to have. Okay? The coronavirus got shit done this year. Okay? He is great at networking. Okay? Met 121 million new people this year. Okay. Those are incredible numbers. Meanwhile, I'm starting to think that people in the TV are my friends. You know what I'm saying? That's different. Okay. That's not how it's supposed to be. The coronavirus is acting like she got out of a year-long quarantine herself. You know what I'm saying? She's like, hey, me and my variants are out tonight. Coronavirus is like some horrible influencer, right? And the news feed is her Instagram feed. And every time I check back, I'm like, damn, this bitch is in New Zealand again? I can't do it. Speaking of tropical places, people look at me all the time and ask, where are you from? Now, it's a complicated answer to a very simple question. So I had to take a page out of a book of another famous Philadelphian, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I wrote myself a short origin story rap. Okay. So actually, I'm going to need a little bit of backup music from you two. So I'm so glad you're here the whole time.
Oh, God.
So every time I point, I just need you to sing ba-dun-dun-dun-na. And if you're at home,
Okay, got it.
Okay, right?
Okay,
The first time we'll do it once. At the end, we'll do it once. Every other time, you do it twice. I'll keep pointing. And you'll figure it out. Okay.
I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Let me drink this because I've cotton mouth. Ooh, I love weed.
This is my moment.
I was
never been more excited about literally anything.
All right. Ba-dun-dun-dun-na. Okay, well, let's go.
Ba-da-da-da-da.
That was perfect. So this is my life. It's complex now. So get a pen and a paper so you can write this all down. My mom's white and American. My dad's from Kuwait. They met in DC, and then there was me.
Ba-da-da-da.
We moved back to Kuwait and stuck around a little bit until Saddam came to town, and then we had to split. We were refugees because that's what you get. That's not the end of this tale. Do you regret asking me yet? So long story short, we moved back to Kuwait and we hung around there until I graduated. Then I was off to college to Michigan. I went to chase a boy I met on the internet. I barely graduated by the skin of my teeth, and I packed up my shit and I moved out east. So now I'm here doing comedy. It's going just great. I work at the airport bar and my rent's always late. Great job. Give it up for my lovely team.
Wow.
Here, comedy. I wish there were 5 of you. You're going to be a quintet. There's just 2 of you missing. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, I am from Kuwait. A lot of times I'll tell people in this country that I'm from Kuwait, and their first response is, "Oh my God, are you guys okay there?" And I got to correct them, like, you got it all wrong, buddy. We're the oil-rich Arabs, right? We've got universal health care, free college education, guaranteed jobs with pensions at the end. I mean, we're the ones keeping our pet cheetahs in Lamborghinis. Okay. We are fine. Are you guys okay? Next question I often get is, are you Muslim? Yes, I'm Muslim. I was raised Muslim. I'm not a devout Muslim, obviously. Not a devout Muslim. When I first moved to this country when I was 17 years old, I would tell people that I'm a bad Muslim, but it turns out that means something real different here. So I don't say that anymore. Now I say I'm not a devout Muslim, right? The only thing I do 5 times a day is eat a 3-course meal. I've been thinking about something that's just been pissing me off. I saw an ad the other day for a hygiene product that claimed it was going to eliminate feminine odor. That's right, all of them. Now, vagina havers, if you want to catch a man, you gotta catch him by surprise. They can't smell us coming! Now, it took me a second, but I figured out why I was so angry about this commercial. It's because there is another set of commercials that uses this verbiage, and it's cat litter commercials. Oh, to eliminate feline odor. So you know what they're saying, right? What they're saying is the natural, normal smell of our secret gardens is just as offensive as the smell of cat piss. The worst piss. I mean, seriously, for a second, could you imagine if we lived in a world where we talked about pussy stank like that on the reg, all the time, every day? Rachel?
No.
No, of course not. She's mortified.
No.
Like, picture it. What if you walk into your friend's house and they just moved in? You're like, or you're talking shit on them, right? They just moved in together. You're like, I heard Dave and Katie moved in together. Guess he's not worried about getting his security deposit back. You get over to their new house. He's like, I'm so sorry. We've sprayed this couch 1,000 times. The smell just won't come out. You can tell she's in heat. It smells like ammonia. Right? Or maybe they buy the product, right? Maybe they buy the product. Maybe the product works. You get over to their new studio apartment. You walk in. You take a deep breath. You say, my God, you wouldn't even know there was a woman in here. Wow, I haven't done that joke on Zoom before. It was really fun to yell in my room with just my dinosaur magnets and everything. If you're wondering what credentials I had to flash to get in here, I'm pansexual, I'm non-binary. If you don't know what pansexual means, the dictionary definition is that my romantic choices are not dictated by gender or sex assigned at birth, as long as you think I'm perfect. When I stare deep into the pools of your genitalia, all I see is myself. Staring back at my beautiful self. Okay. Oh, and that's it for me. Have a great night. I'm Melissa Duchy.
Woo! Yes! Osaliki! Yes! Oh, so good. Oh my gosh. I had like multiple epiphanies during Alyssa's set. Like I was that last bit with the cat and that just blew my mind. Anyway, that was fantastic.
From knowing nothing to knowing everything.
I know. Well, what a great way to end the show, everybody. Give it up for all the comedians you've seen tonight. Dwayne Duke, Kathleen Damaro, Whitney Watson, Pamela Ross, Alice Dukey. I'm Chloé Cunha. This is my lovely co-host,
Rachel Jane Edelman.
Yes. And we're here Chloé Cunha, that's me. And we are here every fourth Saturday at 7 p.m. If you miss a show and you want to check it out Just you can watch it on the 2MB Studios channel. Anyway, we got to go because there's a show happening right now. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and good night. Bye.
Bye.